In the heart of ancient India, where the echoes of great battles and divine whispers intertwine, lies a story so profound that it has shaped the spiritual and cultural landscape for millennia. This story is the Mahabharata, a monumental epic that pulses with the heartbeat of humanity's deepest struggles, triumphs, and moral dilemmas. The Mahabharata is not just a tale, it is a living entity, brimming with grandeur and tragedy. At its core, it recounts the epic struggle between two branches of a royal family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. This struggle unfolds against a backdrop of divine intervention, intense personal conflicts, and the quest for righteousness. The epic's complexity is breathtaking, weaving together layers of political intrigue, heroism, and profound philosophical insights. Imagine a world where gods walk among mortals, where kings and warriors grapple with their destinies, and where every choice can tip the balance of fate. The Mahabharata offers this and more, presenting a rich tapestry that reflects the very essence of human nature. The story's heroes are not mere figures of legend, they are embodiments of virtues and vices, each character's journey reflecting a spectrum of emotions and moral challenges that resonate with readers across ages. The historical and cultural context of the Mahabharata is as captivating as the story itself. Composed thousands of years ago, this epic has been passed down through generations, not merely as a historical account, but as a living tradition that continues to inspire and instruct. The world it describes was a place where dharma, the duty, righteousness, was paramount, and the choices made by its characters were seen as reflections of broader cosmic truths. The Mahabharata's impact on Hindu mythology and literature is immense. It is not only a source of spiritual wisdom but also a cornerstone of Indian culture and identity. Through its verses, the epic imparts lessons on morality, duty, and the nature of existence, engaging readers with its profound philosophical dialogues, including the revered Bhagavad Gita. This section of the epic, a conversation between the warrior Arjuna and the god Krishna, addresses the heart of human conflict and the quest for meaning, offering guidance that transcends time and place. The Mahabharata's significance extends beyond its narrative. It has influenced countless aspects of life in India, from rituals and festivals to art and storytelling. Its characters and their stories have become symbols of virtues and flaws, shaping the moral fabric of society. The epic's lessons on justice, loyalty, and the consequences of ambition resonate deeply, echoing through the centuries and continuing to touch the hearts of those who encounter its tales. This epic, with its blend of myth, history, and moral philosophy, remains a powerful testament to the enduring nature of human struggle and the quest for meaning. Its stories, alive with the breath of gods and the turmoil of heroes, offer a mirror to our own experiences and aspirations, making the Mahabharata not just a historical document, but a living, breathing part of the cultural and spiritual landscape. In the sacred silence of ancient India, a storyteller named Vyasa began weaving a tale that would echo through the ages. This tale, known as the Mahabharata, is not merely a story but a living monument of wisdom and spirituality. Vyasa, revered as one of the greatest sages, was more than a poet. He was a bridge between the divine and the mortal, channeling cosmic truths into a narrative that would shape the soul of a culture. Vyasa's role in the creation of the Mahabharata was nothing short of miraculous. According to tradition, Vyasa was born to the sage Parashara and a fisherwoman named Satyavati. His birth itself was seen as a divine intervention, marking him as a figure destined for greatness. Vyasa's life and work were marked by a deep connection to the divine, and this connection infused the Mahabharata with a sense of sacredness and reverence. The Mahabharata's origins are steeped in divine inspiration and human effort. Vyasa is said to have composed the epic with the help of Lord Ganesh, the elephant-headed deity known as the scribe of the gods. This collaboration between the sage and the deity highlights the epic's divine significance and its role as a vessel for eternal truths. The epic's genesis is often viewed as a grand act of both divine and human endeavor, blending the spiritual with the earthly. The structure of the Mahabharata reflects its vastness and complexity. It is divided into 18 books, known as Parvas, each containing a rich tapestry of stories, dialogues, and teachings. This structure mirrors the epic's expansive scope, encompassing everything from detailed genealogies and philosophical discourses to intense battle scenes and profound moral lessons. The epic is both a story and a guide, offering insights into the nature of duty, justice, and the human condition. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Mahabharata is its ability to weave together diverse elements into a cohesive whole. It combines mythology, history, and philosophy, creating a narrative that is as educational as it is enthralling. The epic structure allows it to address a wide range of topics, from the complexities of royal succession to the intricacies of divine intervention. Each chapter contributes to the overarching narrative, building a grand mosaic of human and divine interactions. The Mahabharata's role in Hindu tradition is profound and far-reaching. It is not merely a historical or literary work, but a cornerstone of Hindu spirituality and philosophy. The epic's teachings on dharma, or righteousness, provide a framework for ethical behavior and moral decision-making. Its stories and characters serve as both inspirations and cautionary tales, reflecting the values and challenges faced by individuals and societies. The Bhagavad Gita, a crucial part of the Mahabharata, holds a special place in Hindu tradition. This dialogue between Prince Arjuna and the god Krishna addresses the fundamental questions of life and duty, offering guidance that transcends the battlefield and speaks to the heart of human experience. The Gita's teachings on devotion, duty, and the nature of reality have made it one of the most revered texts in Hinduism, influencing countless followers and scholars. The Mahabharata's influence extends beyond its spiritual teachings. It has shaped art, literature, and cultural practices throughout India and beyond. Festivals, rituals, and performances often draw inspiration from its stories, reflecting the epic's enduring impact on the cultural and religious landscape. The characters and themes of the Mahabharata continue to resonate with people, making the epic a living, breathing part of their spiritual and cultural lives. Vyasa's creation of the Mahabharata was a monumental achievement, one that has left an indelible mark on the world. Through his epic, Vyasa has offered a gift that transcends time and space, providing a source of inspiration, wisdom, and reflection for generations of readers and devotees. The Mahabharata stands as a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring quest for understanding in the face of life's greatest challenges. In the grand epic of the Mahabharata, the characters are not just figures in a story, they are embodiments of human virtues and flaws, their lives a dance of destiny and free will. The Kuru family, at the heart of this saga, includes the Pandavas and the Kauravas, two branches of a royal family bound by blood yet divided by fate. The Pandavas, 5 brothers who stand as heroes of the epic, are known for their unwavering righteousness and valor. Yudhishthira, the eldest, is the embodiment of justice and truth. His commitment to dharma, or duty, is unshakable, even when faced with overwhelming odds. Bhima, the second brother, is a figure of immense strength and raw emotion. His fierce loyalty and boundless energy make him a formidable warrior. Arjuna, the third, is both a master archer and a seeker of truth, his inner turmoil a focal point of the Bhagavad Gita. Nakula and Sahadeva, the youngest twins, are known for their skills and wisdom, each playing a crucial role in the epic's many battles and trials. In stark contrast, the Kauravas, led by the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, are a symbol of envy and ambition. Duryodhana, their leader, is driven by jealousy and a desire for power. His actions ignite the conflict that drives the epic's plot. His brother, Dushasana, follows him with equal fervor, playing a key role in the humiliation of Draupadi, an event that escalates the tension between the two families. The Mahabharata also introduces us to figures of divine and heroic stature who add depth and complexity to the story. Krishna, the god who serves as Arjuna's charioteer, is a beacon of divine wisdom. His teachings in the Bhagavad Gita offer guidance on duty, righteousness, and the nature of existence. Krishna's role is not just as a participant in the epic, but as a divine guide, shaping the destinies of both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Bhishma, a revered elder of the Kuru dynasty, is a character of profound sacrifice and duty. Bound by a vow of celibacy, Bhishma is torn between his loyalty to the throne and his sense of justice. His presence in the epic is a poignant reminder of the costs of duty and the struggles of adhering to one's principles. Drona, the royal teacher of both the Pandavas and Kauravas, embodies the complexities of loyalty and professional ethics. His role as a teacher places him in a position of great influence, yet his personal allegiances and the demands of the war put him in a heartbreaking position. His commitment to his craft and his students is overshadowed by the tragic choices he must make. Karna, a tragic hero, stands out with his unwavering loyalty to Duryodhana. Born to an unwed mother and raised by a charioteer, Karna's life is marked by struggles and a quest for respect and recognition. His bravery and skills in battle make him a formidable opponent, yet his fate is intertwined with the very forces he fights against. Karna's story is a poignant tale of loyalty, honor, and the cruel twists of destiny. Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas, is a central figure whose strength and dignity shine through the trials she endures. Her humiliation in the court of Hastinapura is a key turning point in the epic, catalyzing the Great War. Draupadi's resilience and her calls for justice resonate deeply, highlighting her role as a symbol of feminine strength and the struggle for honor. The dynamics between these characters create a rich, emotional tapestry that drives the epic forward. The Pandavas and Kauravas, though born of the same royal lineage, are locked in a battle of ideals and survival. Their interactions, fraught with conflict and compassion, underscore the epic's exploration of human nature and morality. Krishna's guidance to Arjuna reveals the divine perspective on the moral and spiritual struggles faced by the characters. Bhishma's sacrifices and Drona's dilemmas expose the harsh realities of duty and loyalty. Karna's tragic loyalty and Draupadi's suffering reflect the personal costs of conflict and ambition. The Mahabharata's characters are more than mere figures in a story, they are reflections of our deepest fears, hopes, and moral questions. Their lives and choices evoke powerful emotions, inviting readers to confront the complexities of their own lives and beliefs. Through these vivid and heart-wrenching portrayals, the Mahabharata continues to speak to the human experience in profound and moving ways. In the heart of ancient India, where the threads of destiny were spun by the gods themselves, a grand saga began with the birth of the Kuru princes. The Kuru dynasty, steeped in tradition and royal lineage, set the stage for a story of epic proportions, filled with both divine blessings and tragic turns. The tale begins with a promise made to the gods and fulfilled by destiny. King Shantanu of the Kuru dynasty, deeply sorrowful over the loss of his beloved queen, married a fisherwoman named Satyavati. Their son, Vyasa, was destined to be a sage of unparalleled wisdom. Vyasa's role in the story was crucial, for he was the father of Dhritarashtra and Pandu, the two princes whose lineages would shape the future of the Kuru dynasty. Dhritarashtra, the eldest son of Vyasa, was born blind, a condition that shadowed his royal potential. Though he had the heart of a king, his physical disabilities set him apart, creating a rift in his destiny. Pandu, the younger brother, was blessed with the gift of sight and strength, but his path was fraught with its own set of challenges. Pandu's marriage to Kunti and Madri brought forth 5 sons, the Pandavas, destined for greatness. The Pandavas were born under auspicious signs, each child representing a divine blessing. Yudhishthira, the eldest, was the embodiment of truth and righteousness. Bhima, fierce and strong, was a force to be reckoned with. Arjuna, the unparalleled archer, was both wise and skilled. The twins Nakula and Sahadeva, born to Madri, completed the family, each adding their own virtues to the mix. Parallel to the Pandavas, Dhritarashtra's queen, Gandhari, bore him 100 sons, known as the Kauravas. Duryodhana, the eldest, was a prince of ambition and envy. The Kauravas were raised in a world of privilege, but were often overshadowed by the noble qualities of their cousins, the Pandavas. As the princes grew, their childhood was marked by significant events that would shape their destinies. The rivalry between the Pandavas and Kauravas began to take root, fueled by the contrasting values and ambitions of the two families. The story of their early years is filled with moments of camaraderie, competition, and the gradual rise of tensions. One of the most fateful events in their youth was the game of dice, a seemingly innocent pastime that would change the course of their lives. The game was proposed by Duryodhana, who sought to exploit the Pandavas' trust and challenge them to a game that would ultimately be a trap. The stakes were high, and the game was set in a grand court, where the rules were skewed and the outcome predetermined. The dice game began with a sense of festivity and excitement, but it soon turned into a harrowing ordeal. Yudhishthira, bound by the rules of the game and his own sense of honor, wagered everything he had, his kingdom, his brothers, and even his wife, Draupadi. The dice, rigged and deceitful, led to a series of devastating losses for the Pandavas. As the game progressed, the situation grew darker. Yudhishthira, in a desperate bid to turn the tide, staked and lost his own freedom and that of his brothers. Draupadi's fate was sealed in a heart-wrenching twist. The Kauravas, led by Duryodhana and his scheming allies, publicly humiliated her in the court, stripping her of her dignity and honor. Draupadi's suffering was a turning point, igniting a fire of resentment and anger among the Pandavas. Her cries for justice and the insults she endured became a catalyst for the growing conflict between the two families. The game of dice, meant to be a simple contest, became a symbol of betrayal and deceit, setting the stage for the epic battle that would follow. The consequences of the game were far-reaching. The Pandavas were forced into exile, their kingdom and honor stripped away. The Kauravas, though victorious in the short term, had sown the seeds of their own destruction. The betrayal and injustice of the dice game cast a long shadow over the future, driving the two families toward an inevitable clash. The early events of the Mahabharata are marked by a profound sense of destiny and the intricate interplay of honor, ambition, and betrayal. The birth and youth of the Kuru princes, along with the dramatic game of dice, set the stage for a story that explores the depths of human emotion and the eternal struggle between right and wrong. The echoes of these early events reverberate throughout the epic, shaping the lives and destinies of its characters in ways that continue to resonate with readers and listeners across the ages. The skies darkened with clouds of despair as the Pandavas faced their darkest hour. Forced into exile by the treacherous game of dice, they were cast out of their kingdom, stripped of their titles, and thrust into a life of wandering and hardship. The Pandavas' exile was not just a period of physical displacement, but a journey through the very depths of their souls, marked by trials and transformations that would shape their destiny. As they left their home behind, the Pandavas embarked on a path fraught with challenges. Their exile took them across rugged landscapes and through forests that seemed to echo with their pain and determination. Yet, despite the physical hardships, their spirits remained undaunted. Each of the brothers, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, faced their own struggles and moments of profound personal growth. During their time in exile, the Pandavas encountered various sages and hermits, each offering them wisdom and guidance. These encounters were more than mere meetings, they were transformative experiences that deepened the Pandavas' understanding of their purpose and the nature of duty. They learned valuable lessons about humility, righteousness, and the complexity of dharma, the moral law that governed their actions and decisions. Arjuna, in particular, undertook a significant journey to acquire divine weapons. His quest led him to the heavens, where he received blessings from the gods and acquired skills that would become crucial in the battles to come. This period of training and preparation was not just about gaining strength, but about fortifying his resolve and understanding his role in the grand scheme of fate. Meanwhile, Yudhishthira grappled with the burden of leadership and the pain of his losses. His deep sense of duty and commitment to righteousness was tested repeatedly, but he emerged with a renewed understanding of justice and responsibility. Bhima's strength and resilience were put to the test as he protected his brothers and faced numerous adversaries. His fierce loyalty and unyielding spirit were a constant source of support for his family. Draupadi, who had shared in their exile, became a symbol of unwavering courage and dignity. Her suffering during the dice game was a constant reminder of the injustices they faced, but her strength and grace during their exile inspired the Pandavas to remain steadfast in their quest for justice. The exile also saw the development of key themes that would echo throughout the epic. The concepts of duty, righteousness, and fate became central to their experiences. The Pandavas' trials tested their resolve and commitment to these values, shaping their understanding of what it meant to uphold Dharma in the face of overwhelming adversity. Their return marked a turning point, a moment of both anticipation and tension. After years of hardship, the Pandavas were finally allowed to return to their homeland. The journey back was not just a physical return, but a reawakening of their rightful place and a preparation for the inevitable conflict that loomed ahead. The preparations for war were marked by intense activity and strategic planning. The Pandavas gathered allies, formed alliances, and prepared for the great battle that would determine their fate and the future of their kingdom. This period was filled with both hope and anxiety as they readied themselves for the ultimate confrontation with the Kauravas. Every decision and action during this time was infused with the weight of past events and the promise of future justice. The Pandavas' return was not just a reclaiming of their kingdom, but a restoration of their honor and the fulfillment of their duty to uphold righteousness. The impending war was a culmination of their trials and a testament to their resilience and dedication. As they prepared for battle, the Pandavas reflected on their journey and the lessons learned during their exile. The struggles they faced had forged them into formidable warriors and leaders, ready to face the challenges ahead with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The return from exile was a moment of profound significance, setting the stage for the epic clash that would define their destiny and the future of the Kuru dynasty. As dawn broke over the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the air was thick with anticipation and dread. The Great War, a clash of two royal dynasties, was on the brink of erupting into a maelstrom of conflict and chaos. The build-up to this monumental battle had been long and fraught with tension, with both sides preparing for a confrontation that would decide their fate and reshape the world. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of impending doom as the armies gathered. On one side stood the Pandavas, having endured years of hardship and exile, now ready to reclaim their kingdom and restore their honor. Opposite them were the Kauravas, led by Duryodhana, whose ambition and envy had driven them to this point of no return. The battle was not merely about territory or power, it was a struggle for justice, righteousness, and the very essence of Dharma. Strategic preparations were intense and intricate. The Pandavas, led by Yudhishthira, meticulously planned their approach to the war. They sought to secure alliances with neighboring kingdoms and powerful allies. Krishna, their divine charioteer and guide, played a pivotal role in their strategy, offering wisdom and tactical advice that would prove crucial in the days to come. On the other side, Duryodhana and his brothers, fortified by their own network of allies, prepared for the battle with equal fervor. The Kauravas had secured support from formidable warriors and kingdoms, their confidence bolstered by their numerical advantage and the perceived legitimacy of their claim to the throne. Yet, despite their preparations, the moral weight of their actions cast a shadow over their resolve. The battlefield of Kurukshetra was more than just a physical location, it was a sacred ground where the very essence of fate and duty would be tested. As the armies assembled, the air was filled with the clamor of war drums and the sound of conch shells, signaling the onset of a conflict that would be remembered for centuries. Each major character had a crucial role to play in the unfolding drama. Arjuna, the greatest archer, was burdened with the responsibility of leading the Pandava forces. His skills and valor were unmatched, but he was also deeply troubled by the prospect of fighting against his own relatives and revered elders. Krishna's counsel to Arjuna, delivered in the form of the Bhagavad Gita, was a profound moment of spiritual guidance and moral clarity. Krishna's role was not just that of a charioteer, but as a divine strategist whose wisdom would steer the course of the war. Bhishma, the revered elder of the Kuru dynasty, was appointed as the commander of the Kaurava forces. His experience and honor made him a formidable leader, yet his presence was also a reminder of the tragic conflict between duty and family. Bhishma's role was both a source of strength for the Kauravas and a symbol of the sorrowful choices that lay ahead. Drona, the royal teacher, took up arms for the Kauravas, torn between his duty to his students and his allegiance to the Kaurava king. His skills in warfare were unparalleled, and his role was pivotal in shaping the strategies of the Kaurava army. The internal conflict he faced added a layer of complexity to the war, as personal loyalties and professional responsibilities clashed. Karna, the loyal friend of Duryodhana, was another key figure. His prowess in battle was renowned, and his unwavering loyalty to Duryodhana made him a formidable opponent. Karna's personal struggles and the quest for honor drove him to fight with unparalleled ferocity, even as the war's ethical and emotional implications weighed heavily on him. Draupadi, though not a warrior, played a symbolic role in the conflict. Her suffering and humiliation during the dice game had fueled the Pandavas' resolve to fight. Her presence on the battlefield was a constant reminder of the injustices that had precipitated this war, and her strength was a source of inspiration for the Pandavas. As the day of the battle approached, the final preparations were marked by a mixture of hope and despair. The warriors donned their armor and prepared their weapons, their hearts heavy with the knowledge of the impending carnage. The strategies devised were put to the test, and the alliances formed were set to be tested in the crucible of battle. The Kurukshetra war was not just a clash of armies, it was a confrontation of ideals, a battle for the soul of the Kuru dynasty. The prelude to the war was filled with a sense of destiny and inevitability, as both sides prepared for a conflict that would shape the future of their world. The roles and preparations of the key characters set the stage for a monumental clash, where each choice and action would resonate through the annals of history, leaving a legacy of valor, tragedy, and timeless lessons. The battlefield of Kurukshetra roared with the clash of weapons and the cries of warriors as the great war unfolded. The air was thick with the stench of blood and sweat, and every moment brought a new wave of tension and heartbreak. Each battle, each confrontation, was a step deeper into a story of heroism and tragedy, where every victory was shadowed by the cost of war. The first major clash set the tone for the rest of the conflict. The Pandavas, led by the heroic Arjuna, faced the Kaurava forces commanded by the venerable Bhishma. The battle was fierce and relentless. Bhishma, with his unmatched skill and experience, drove the Pandavas back, his arrows cutting through the ranks with precision. Yet, the Pandavas' determination shone through. Arjuna, with his divine archery, fought valiantly, each arrow a testament to his skill and bravery. His role was crucial in the early battles, pushing back the Kaurava forces despite the overwhelming odds. As the days wore on, the war saw many heroic deeds that would be remembered for generations. Bhima, known for his incredible strength, performed feats of extraordinary valor. In one dramatic encounter, he fought and killed the formidable Dushasana, avenging the humiliation of Draupadi. Bhima's vengeance was both a personal triumph and a significant blow to the Kauravas, striking a deep blow to their morale. Arjuna's son, Abhimanyu, also made his mark in the battle. His courage was unparalleled as he entered the Chakravyuha, an intricate military formation created by Drona. Abhimanyu, though young and inexperienced in such a complex formation, fought fiercely against overwhelming odds. His bravery and sacrifice became a poignant symbol of the cost of war and the unwavering spirit of the Pandavas. The battle reached a turning point with the fall of Bhishma. His vow of celibacy and loyalty had made him a revered figure on both sides, but his death marked a crucial shift in the conflict. The Pandavas, despite their loss and the heavy toll the war had taken, were driven by the thought of Bhishma's sacrifice and their own quest for justice. Bhishma's fall was both a moment of deep sorrow and a sign of the shifting tides of war. Karna's role in the war was another profound and tragic chapter. His loyalty to Duryodhana and his personal quest for honor drove him to fight with unmatched ferocity. Karna's battle against Arjuna was one of the most intense confrontations, filled with both strategic brilliance and personal vendetta. His tragic end, marked by his fall at the hands of Arjuna, was a moment of deep anguish. Karna's life, filled with valor and sorrow, added a layer of complexity to the war, highlighting the personal cost of the grand conflict. The impact of divine intervention was unmistakable throughout the battle. Krishna's presence on the battlefield was more than just a guiding force, it was a divine intervention that shaped the course of events. Krishna's counsel to Arjuna was not just strategic but spiritual, offering insights into the nature of duty and the meaning of life and death. His guidance helped the Pandavas navigate the complexities of war, turning the tide in their favor and ensuring that righteousness would prevail. The divine was not just a background presence but an active force in shaping the outcomes of the battles. Krishna's role was pivotal in providing the Pandavas with the strength and wisdom they needed to face their foes. His actions, from offering divine weapons to giving critical advice at key moments, were instrumental in the Pandavas' eventual success. The Kurukshetra War was a saga of epic battles and dramatic events, where heroism and heartbreak went hand in hand. Each major battle, each heroic deed, and each divine intervention was a thread in the grand tapestry of the conflict. The warriors fought not only for victory but for their ideals, their families, and their very souls. The impact of their actions and the divine presence intertwined to create a story of profound significance, echoing through the ages with lessons of bravery, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle for righteousness. As the battlefield of Kurukshetra trembled with the impending clash of armies, a moment of profound stillness enveloped the scene. Amidst the chaos and clamor of war, Arjuna, the great archer, stood paralyzed with despair. His heart was heavy with anguish as he faced the reality of fighting his own kin, revered teachers, and dear friends. In that instant of uncertainty and fear, Krishna, his charioteer and divine guide, began a conversation that would resonate through the ages, offering not just strategic advice but a timeless philosophical discourse. Arjuna's agony was palpable as he looked across the battlefield, his bow slipping from his hands. The sight of warriors he loved and respected, ready to face each other in deadly combat, was too much for him to bear. He questioned the very nature of duty, righteousness, and the meaning of life. His internal struggle was a moment of universal human experience, a struggle with moral dilemmas and the weight of decision. Krishna's response to Arjuna's turmoil was a blend of compassion and wisdom. He spoke with a voice that carried the weight of divine insight, addressing not only Arjuna's immediate fears but the deeper existential questions that lay at the heart of human experience. Krishna's words were more than mere guidance, they were a revelation of profound truths about life, duty, and the nature of reality. At the core of Krishna's teachings was the concept of dharma, or duty. He emphasized that every individual has a role and responsibility in life, and fulfilling this role with dedication and detachment is the path to true peace and fulfillment. Krishna urged Arjuna to perform his duty as a warrior, not out of attachment or desire for personal gain, but as an offering to the greater good. This teaching was not just about the specifics of battle, but about the broader principle of living a life of integrity and purpose. Krishna also introduced the idea of detachment from the results of one's actions. He explained that while one must strive to do their best, the outcomes are beyond their control. By focusing on their actions and surrendering the results to the divine will, individuals can transcend the cycle of desire and suffering. This lesson was particularly poignant for Arjuna, who was paralyzed by the fear of the consequences of his actions. Krishna's guidance helped him understand that true peace comes from performing one's duty with a sense of detachment and trust in the divine plan. Another key teaching was the concept of selflessness and devotion. Krishna spoke about the importance of devotion to the divine and surrendering oneself to a higher power. He described how true wisdom and understanding arise from recognizing the divine presence in all aspects of life and dedicating one's actions to this divine force. This idea of surrender was a call to rise above personal fears and doubts, embracing a higher purpose and connection with the divine. The Bhagavad Gita also delved into the nature of the self, distinguishing between the physical body and the eternal soul. Krishna explained that while the body is temporary and perishable, the soul is eternal and indestructible. This teaching offered Arjuna, and through him, all of humanity, a perspective that transcends the immediate pain and fear of physical existence. Understanding that the soul is eternal helped Arjuna see beyond the battlefield, providing him with a sense of inner peace and purpose. The dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna was a powerful moment of transformation. It was not just a philosophical discourse, but a profound conversation that addressed the deepest fears and hopes of the human heart. Krishna's words infused Arjuna with a sense of clarity and resolve, enabling him to rise above his despair and fulfill his duty with renewed strength and conviction. This dialogue became a beacon of wisdom, offering guidance on how to live a life of purpose and integrity, even in the face of overwhelming challenges. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita transcended the battlefield, providing timeless lessons on duty, detachment, devotion, and the nature of existence. the impact of Krishna's teachings on Arjuna and on countless others who have studied the Gita continues to resonate, offering profound insights into the human condition and the path to spiritual fulfillment. As the last echoes of battle faded across the devastated battlefield of Kurukshetra, a profound silence fell over the land. The once violent clash had ended, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable desolation. The Kuru dynasty, once a symbol of grandeur and power, now lay shattered, its legacy marred by the devastating conflict. The aftermath of the war was a tapestry of sorrow, reflection, and tentative hope, woven together in the wake of an epic struggle that had altered the course of history. The consequences of the war were felt deeply by all who survived. The Kaurava army, which had once seemed invincible, was now decimated. The Kaurava brothers, including Duryodhana, lay defeated, their dreams of dominance turned to dust. The Pandavas, though victorious, faced a kingdom in ruins, their victory tainted by the immense loss and suffering that the war had wrought. The grandeur of the Kuru dynasty had been replaced by a stark reality of grief and the struggle to rebuild. The mourning that followed was palpable and profound. The heroes and warriors who had fought valiantly were now remembered not only for their bravery but for the high cost of their sacrifice. Bhishma, the revered elder who had fallen, was mourned deeply by all. His life, filled with honor and commitment, was a beacon of the tragic cost of the conflict. His passing left a void that could never truly be filled, a reminder of the personal and moral toll that the war had exacted on everyone involved. Draupadi, who had witnessed the suffering and loss of her loved ones, stood as a poignant symbol of the personal anguish and the resilience of the human spirit. Her sorrow for the loss of her husbands and her people was a heart-wrenching reflection of the broader grief that enveloped the land. The Pandavas themselves were marked by a sense of profound sadness. Their victory had come at the expense of countless lives, and the weight of their triumph was overshadowed by the grief of their loss. In the wake of the devastation, the surviving characters were left to confront the shattered remnants of their world. Yudhishthira, now the king, faced the daunting task of rebuilding his kingdom and restoring peace. His leadership was marked by a deep sense of responsibility and sorrow, as he sought to heal the wounds of war and guide his people through a time of great upheaval. The Pandavas' return to power was tempered by the knowledge of the immense cost that had accompanied their victory. The war had altered the future of all who survived. The once proud Kuru dynasty was forever changed, its lineage bearing the scars of the conflict. The survivors, though victorious, were left to grapple with the moral and emotional repercussions of their actions. The legacy of the war was a complex tapestry of heroism, tragedy, and the relentless pursuit of duty and righteousness. As the dust settled and the land began to heal, the story of Kurukshetra became a powerful reminder of the profound consequences of war. It was a tale of valor and sacrifice, of the enduring struggle between duty and desire, and of the eternal quest for justice and truth. The aftermath of the war was not merely a conclusion but a poignant reflection of the human condition, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who faced the crucible of conflict and emerged forever changed. In the quiet aftermath of epic battles and the profound wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, the story of the Mahabharata continued to echo through the corridors of time, leaving an indelible mark on Hindu culture and philosophy. The epic's influence stretched far beyond the battlefield of Kurukshetra, shaping the lives and beliefs of countless individuals across centuries. Its legacy is not merely in its stories, but in the deep truths it reveals about human nature, duty, and the quest for righteousness. The Mahabharata's impact on Hindu culture is profound and enduring. It is not just a historical narrative but a living, breathing part of the cultural and spiritual fabric of India. This epic has guided the moral and ethical compass of countless generations, offering a blueprint for living a life of virtue and purpose. The themes of duty, righteousness, and devotion found in the Mahabharata resonate deeply with the values upheld in Hindu philosophy. It provides answers to the fundamental questions of existence and duty, blending timeless wisdom with everyday concerns. In the realm of literature, the Mahabharata has been a wellspring of inspiration. Its complex characters and intricate plots have influenced a vast array of literary works, both in India and beyond. The epic's narratives have been retold and reinterpreted in countless forms, from ancient texts to modern novels. The character of Draupadi, for instance, has been a powerful symbol in literature, representing the strength and resilience of women. The struggles of the Pandavas and the Kauravas have inspired storytellers to explore themes of conflict, justice, and redemption. Art has also been deeply influenced by the Mahabharata. The epic's rich tapestry of characters and events has been depicted in traditional paintings, sculptures, and contemporary artworks. Temples and monuments across India are adorned with scenes from the Mahabharata, capturing its essence in visual form. The grandeur and drama of the epic have inspired countless artists to convey its timeless stories through their work, ensuring that its beauty and lessons endure. Modern adaptations of the Mahabharata have brought its timeless wisdom to new audiences. Films, television series, and theater productions have retold its stories in ways that resonate with contemporary viewers. These adaptations often highlight the epic's relevance to current issues, such as moral dilemmas and the nature of power and leadership. By bridging the gap between ancient and modern, these adaptations ensure that the epic's lessons continue to reach and inspire new generations. The enduring significance of the Mahabharata lies in its profound reflections on the human condition. It confronts the complexities of life with an honesty that is both brutal and uplifting. The epic does not shy away from depicting the harsh realities of war, the pain of betrayal, and the burden of leadership. Yet, it also offers hope and redemption, teaching that even in the darkest moments, there is a path to understanding and grace. The lessons of the Mahabharata extend beyond its immediate narrative. It challenges individuals to reflect on their own lives, to consider their roles and responsibilities, and to seek a higher purpose. The epic's teachings on duty and righteousness encourage readers to strive for personal integrity and compassion, even when faced with difficult choices. Its portrayal of divine intervention and the nature of the self invites contemplation on the nature of existence and the divine. In every retelling, in every adaptation, the Mahabharata continues to touch hearts and inspire minds. Its stories, characters, and teachings resonate with people from all walks of life, offering profound insights into the struggles and triumphs of the human experience. The epic's legacy is a testament to its power to illuminate the path of righteousness and to remind us of the timeless values that bind us all.